Hi, welcome back to the Grayson 1 videos series on e-biking or electric biking. Today we're going to talk about a topic that really is the most crucial thing that you know about when you want to buy your electric bike, and of course that's the battery. The battery is what makes your bike go. It levels out the hills. It's everything that is so crucial to making your bike work exactly the way, for the member we talked about, type of ride you want. Recreational, commuter, those two kind of two big areas. So we're going to have a few little terms we're going to talk about. I'm not trying to make you an electrician. I just want you to know the terms that when you visit a bike shop, or if you look online, anything that you do in your research, you're going to keep seeing these terms come up. So I want you to at least be aware of them. I made a little chart here. I'm going to run through it with you. So the first thing we want to talk about is the word amps. And amps are how much power is moving through the system of your bike. The second word, volts. Volts is the force pushing amps through the system. Typically, the higher the voltage, the more energy moved. Now, volts are measured in units of 12, typically. So what we normally see on e-bikes is either a 36 volt or a 46 volt system. So that's one of those benchmark items you will want to look into, because there is a difference. The 48 typically is going to be a heavier battery. I'm going to show you mine battery in just a moment, and it's a 10-pounder, so it's a whopper. So we have amps, we have volts, and we have watts. Now the watts is the power measured in the term watts. It is a mathematical formula of volts times amps, and that is a sample of a 10 amp system times 36 volts would yield 360 volt battery. So that's just that's the straight math of it. Your battery will probably be, regardless of what these numbers are, amps and voltage, it's going to be listed as sort of a standard, as either a 360, a 500, a 750. Nice round numbers that are easy to keep up with. So from amps, volts, and watts, we have amp hours. And the amp hour is the capacity the battery has, or the amount of current the battery can deliver in 1 hour. So it's important to know that we think in terms linear of mileage, and when we talk about range of a bike, but in the battery itself, working with the motor, we think in terms of the amp hour or watt hours. And the watt hours is the one item that in every bike shop, every brochure, you're going to see some information about that. So I'm going to spend a little, I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I say it right to you. The watt hours is the most commonly listed specification for an e-bike battery. Watt hours refers to the number of watts delivered in 1 hour. So in a sample, a 14 amp hour times 36 volt battery would equal a 504 watt battery. Okay, that's a simple math, volts times amps. A 504 watt battery paired with a 500 watt motor will run non-stop at a full level of power or assist. You will get about an hour of use. I'm going to demonstrate that in a moment. At a lower level of assist, and that's where you're not asking the battery to work as hard, if you did half of the full, you would get 252 watts. You would get about a 2-hour ride. So that's why it's important to know what are the electric specs of the battery, so you'll know what to expect in hours, which translates to miles. Now, when you first start out with your electric bike. Maybe you haven't ridden in a while, maybe you have, I don't know, you'll know that, but just when you're breaking in or getting used to ride, you can expect about 1 mile will consume about 20 watt hours. So you can do the basic math. If you have a 500 watt system and you use 20 watts to miles, that will tell you about how many miles you can expect. Now, let me give you another demonstration of this. Let's say, you know what this is. This is a jug. Let's call it a battery watt hours of energy. If you take the lid off, if you pour very slowly, use it conservatively, the battery's going to last longer. If you turn it, whoop, didn't expect that. But that's how fast energy will come out if you're at full blast. So now you've got an idea. I'll put the cap back on to demonstrate this again. Easy now to use the battery, longer distance. If you're using throttle full, if you're bucking a headwind, if you're using a lot of pedal assist, that's going to be upside down. The battery's going to drain out quicker. That's your energy drain out. It just means you'll have to recharge. So I hope that makes sense to you. We'll pitch that aside. I'm going to show you my battery today. Now, you know from the other video, I have a Ebiking bike. So out of the screen for a moment, this is my Ebiking battery. It weighs about 10 pounds. It's very heavy duty, gives me a lot of power. You'll notice in the back, there's a light built into it. I'll talk about lighting on the back later on. You notice I added a couple auxiliary reflector strips. There's an on-off. I mark mine off, on. It uses the international symbols, but I don't always remember those. So there's a fuse right here. So if the system gets overtaxed, that fuse will blow. What does that tell you? If maybe you're going to do some touring riding or where you're not near your house or assistance, throw in an extra fuse so that if you do lose a fuse, you'll be able to keep moving. Now here is where the power cord attaches. I'm going to drop out of the screen for just a second and show you how that works. Okay, this is converts my energy, my home energy, into recharging the battery. And it goes, there's 3 holes here, there's 3 pins here. You just take that, like, let's see, give it a good push. Okay, there, now it's seated. You'll feel it seat in there. Now what I do here, of course, is I get a power source cord, which is a separate cord on my system. Now there's a place in the back here where you actually attach the power source cord. You'll notice there's 2 little holes there. You can go this way or that way. It's universal, doesn't matter. But you just take that and get it good and seated there. We'll bring the power cord up. Apologize for dropping out there for a second if I did. Okay, we got our power cord. We've got our battery all set up for recharging. We plug it in right here for my power source. And boom-o, I'm charging my battery. Now, on my system, you'll see that there's an orange light here. What that tells me on mine is that the battery is now charging, and when the battery is fully charged, this has a built-in turn-off system. It will turn off, and this light turns green. When that light turns green, I know that my battery is fully charged. It's ready for a good long-distance ride. So, a little bit about batteries there. I hope that helps you out. And I'm going to set this down here, drop out. If you have questions and you're a subscriber, or if you're a new person watching my videos, send me a comment and I will try to answer the question for you. Again, not trying to make you an electrician, just want you to understand these terms so that when you go to buy your bike, it won't be foreign to you and it won't sound like they're trying to tap dance around you. Hope you're having a great day. We're expecting some storms here in Georgia tonight, so I'm going to go get ready for that. And wherever you are in the world, as I always try to close out, have a great day.